shoulders. Tell me what you see. 'Cause I am a giant. We'll be breaking boulders underneath our feet. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am a giant. Oh,
Good morning, everyone. So, how's everybody? My apology that it's quite I'm having a difficulty right now with my internet connection kasi nga it's raining outside. O, di ba? Pinaura talaga kami Ginoo na oran nga dia amon. Ambot lang nga katarma siguro damot mo kasasab. Charet. Okay. So, before we start our discussion, I'm going to inform you that our chapter test will be moved next week na lang. Kaya yeah, hey, what because I'm having trouble with my signal. So, ayun na nga, before we start, we would like to inform you to open your camera. I'm going to check your attendance first. As we said, don't you worry that we give credit naman to your attendance, although it's not mandated by the university to have your attendance on online, but we know for a fact that you exerted too much effort on our class. That's why tatagan natin kami credit. So ma-additional kami, mahatag kami additional point for our incoming chapter examination. So plus point. Hindi mo damo na plus point tayo pamati ko mapasar ka mo tungod lang plus points. Sige, so open your camera first and then as I've said, so makakakompleto la kon makaka-additional la kita kon kompleto ang attendance from start to finish. O di ba sana all mga bagong gising. So what do you think is the most attractive part of your body? Ay sana si Miss Reyes naka most attractive part of your body. I was expecting Alex, pero akala ko bumulig siya dito ng video, waray. Pero siguro attractive sa part ni Alexter.
Sir, walayak na rin inform.
Hindi, sayang. Nag-expect pa naman ako to masugad ko nga. The most attractive part of my body are my eyes because they are tantalizing eyes, di ba? Waray nga to, sayang. So next time na lang. Okay, sige. So, in 5, sana all mga bagong gising. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, smile. Di ba? Wala ka sana all mga bagong gising. Akala ko nagpiin na ka mo. Akala ko nagpiin na ka mo ayo balay. O di ba hilagriman sa patay gutom. Joke. Naka-record pa naman. Yan. O yan. Sige. Sige, so post ko muna dito sa ating classroom attendance 1. And then, masend mo na ako ng proof na nagklaklase. Wala ito nagme-mekos-mekos sa attendance. Browse. Okay, attendance 1. Ay, may napasok pala. Ay, bagal. Ang bagal ng aming internet ngayon because it's raining outside. Sandali lang Sabi ko nga, sorry. No. Ayun. So, tomorrow, we have a webinar entitled Looking Good, am I right? So that is mostly on the topic about magnetic resonance imaging. So I encourage you to attend, especially that you have the subject CRDR, diba? So computed radiography and digital radiography, that we know one of the digital image acquisition is with the use of magnetic resonance imaging. And one of our speakers will tackle on the pediatric procedures, pediatric MRI procedures that is mostly helpful on your patient care in MRI. So our speakers are from Cebu, Dr. Mark Seymour Mabalatan. Yes, he is the section chief of the MRI section of the Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center. And the other speaker, Sir Donald Ian Nabablit, he is the former BSRT program chair of UEP. So he's now already working abroad. Diyan lang naman tumatambay sa United States of America. So yung mga speakers natin tomorrow mula sa Cebu, and the other one is from the United States of America, so don't miss it. Okay, so we're expecting your attendance tomorrow for our webinar entitled Looking Good, Am I Right? Okay, so this morning we will discuss all about the X-ray tube. Kasi nga, bago sa iyo mga video, what is the most attractive part of my body? Actually, yung mga naano ko doon, yung sa third year, 'di ba? Sa third year may nagbanggit doon. Actually, it's my nose. But you know, the most attractive part of my body is my heart. Oh, sana all my heart. Okay, so 'yon, pag-usapan natin ngayon ang heart ng X-ray machine, which is the X-ray tube. May pasok ko 'yun, Tingnan niyo. Okay, so this is, again, our discussion is mostly on the X-ray tube. Noon, nabanggit natin that the operating console is the most familiar part of the X-ray machine kasi doon minamanipulate yung yung mga technical factors, di ba? So parang na-scam ka mo, una niyo magpindot-pindot la X-ray, radiography, una niyo magpindot-pindot la console. Ngayon ang console ginistadihan pa. So here, studyhan taliwat an X-ray tube. So normally when you go to your subject positioning, so you will talk here sa positioning, sasabihin doon ano ang direction ng central ray, anong direction ng ganito. So masawad ka mo nga, the central ray is angulated, let's say 15 degrees caudad, no? So you manipulate then the X-ray tube. So you gagawin mo, i-angle mo siya ayon 15 degrees caudad, so towards the foot yung direction. So, yun, that's one of the functions ng X-ray tube. Kaya kung sasabihin natin importante ang operating console, mas pa nga importante ang aton X-ray tube. Kaya nga tinatawag siya nga the heart of the X-ray machine. So the X-ray tube, this is the component of the X-ray that is rarely seen by the radiologic technologist. What you can see is, of course, yung nakikita lang natin yung panlabas na katangian ng tao. Di ba, yung tao, nakikita natin yung physical na aspeto lang. Hindi natin nakikita ang kaloob-looban nito. Naisingit ko yun. Ganon din pala sa X-ray. Yung nakikita natin sa X-ray tube, yung panlabas lang na katangian. It's what we call the protective housing. We cannot see the heart, no? Because the heart is inside. Yan. Kaya bagaw sa ating PowerPoint, this is the component that is rarely, and most of the time, hindi yan makikita ng radiologic technologist. Kasi yung nakikita lang natin is the protective housing. Yan. So, here, there are two primary parts. We have the cathode. So, pag makita mo, ito, yan, we have the filament and we have the focusing cup. So, we could say that this is the cathode. So, this is negatively side of the X-ray tube. Cut, di ba? Cut, negative. So, in a way, kasi dito na-produce ang ating mga projectile electrons na gagamitin natin in the production of X-ray. And we have the anode, di ba? This is the positive side of the X-ray tube. Okay, so we have the negative. So, we have the positive. So, kasi dalawa, 1, 2, so we have diode. Okay, so that's it. Ano, parang masabi niyo ay basic lang naman yung yung lecture namin today. Yes, it's quite basic kasi nga this discussion ini-incorporate siya doon sa principles of imaging, saan pa sa CRDR, sa sa ura-ura may ngalimtano sa image acquisition, tapos nandito na naman sa imaging equipment and maintenance. So this spiral curriculum kasi tinatawag namin. So lahat ng lahat ng aspeto kailangan ipalaman labi na kay physics in guys. Okay. So next PowerPoint, next slide. So we have the X-ray tube support system. So may kita natin dito, okay, nandito yung X-ray tube. So what supports or what handle the X-ray tube? First, we have the ceiling mounted support. So yung nakita natin sa UEP, ganito, ganito yung nakita natin sa school, sa laboratory. So may may ganitong support. Actually, I have used this ceiling mounted support or ceiling support system. I don't know if they're still using sa Divine Word Hospital. So it consists of two perpendicular sets of ceiling. So kita niyo adi sa bubong an aton railings, So di da mo pwede pa move an aton X-ray tube. So this allows both longitudinal and transverse of the X-ray tube. So pwede mo siya ma-move pa kadto, pwede mo siya ma-move nga di, Yung kinaganda nito kasi siya halimbawa naka-stretcher and pasyente. So there's no need na an patient the stretcher i-transfer mo sa X-ray table para ma-X-ray lang kasi naka-ceiling mounted support siya. So if the patient is in the stretcher, so move mo lang ating X-ray tube, ganyan, or kundi in the part. So it doesn't necessitate the transfer of patient from stretcher to table, diba? You have that in your patient care, naka-transfer ka mo patient from wheelchair to table, from the stretcher to the X-ray table. Here we don't that sometimes we eliminate, pero mas mapaypalagyapon kung halimbawa mga abdomen, mga lumbar spine, mga mahama involving hataas ng technical factor, doon natin ipe-perform sa X-ray table. But if talagang trauma yung patient, tapos a little movement ni patient, talagang it can cause serious discomfort. So pwedeng doon na lang sa stretcher yung So pwede ma-accomplish natin with the use of this one. Pero kung halimbawa waray ganito over hospital ay nalakang pag-demand. Di ba hindi kalawat nga radtag maunit din ang offer tapos maghanap ka ceiling mounted ceiling support system or ceiling mounted, So kung may damas maupay, kung waray, then we can. So here the floor to ceiling support, kung may natin ang railings adi sa floor, unlike kanina nga adi sa ceiling, parang Spider-Man. So the floor to ceiling support system has single column with rulers at each end attached to a ceiling mounted rail and the other attached to the floor. So we have from the ceiling and we have from the floor. So yon yung X-ray tube mo dito, actually pwede mo siyang i-move from going to right or going to left, pwede mo siya i-move up, down. So alam niyo na yan kasi you already conducted laboratory examinations doon sa ating laboratory sa UEP. So next we have the C-arm support system. C-arm kasi tingnan nyo naka letter C. Pwede ka rin mo niya letter D, depende sa sa technology natin na ginagamit. So these are ceiling mounted and provide for every flexible X-ray tube positioning. So the image receptor is attached to the other end of the C-arm of the X-ray tube. So if this is the X-ray tube, this is your image intensifier or II na tinatawag. So lang kay usually ini siyang C-arm, ginagamit natin siya sa operating room, sa nakita niyo, so ginagamit siya doon sa cath lab, catheterization laboratory. So, okay, we must have we have to be extra careful kay halimbawa nasa operating room, kailangan we have to cover it with drape kay bangin halimbawa mag-opera, matalsikan ng dugo. So pwede mawakay anaton ay. So usually we cannot normally manipulate mga distortion ng image kasi kita niyo the tube and the image intensifier is talagang siya perpendicular to each other. Okay, so these are the three X-ray tube support system. Again, we have the ceiling support system. We have the floor to ceiling support system. This is the most common kasi mga nakikita natin mostly sa mga diagnostic radiology facilities. And this is the C-arm support system. So again, usually nasa nasa operating room or sa mga catheterization laboratory or mga tinatawag nating angiography suite. Okay, so next we have the protective housing. Sabi nga natin, what we can see is just the physical aspect. Hindi natin nakikita ang kaloob-looban ng X-ray tube. So we have the protective housing. So here, it incorporates a specially designed high voltage receptacles to protect against electric shock. Kasi if we can see the internal components, so may mga kuryente dito, no? So kunwari itong protective housing, so pwede ka masayaw, sayaw, lagabog, while nagpo-position kasi nakukuryente ka. So that's one, kaya nga tinatawag siya protective housing. So it's in a way, protecting the radiographer against electric shock para di rin natin makakaptan didaan mga wirings. Next, it provides mechanical support for the X-ray tube and protects the tube from damage caused by handling. Of course, di ba? So we need to protect the X-ray tube kasi nga sinasabi natin, it is the heart of the X-ray machine. Gaya ng puso mo, kailangan we need to protect the heart kasi lalo na yung heart mo marupok siya, madaling masira. Ganon din sa ating X-ray tube kasi yung X-ray tube marupok siya. So pag mawakay yan, walang silbi na ang ating X-ray machine. So we need to protect that, and we can accomplish that with the use of the protective housing. Of course, it contains the Diala oil that serves as both an electrical insulator and a thermal cushion. So electrical insulator, so kaya hindi natin mafe-feel ang mga kuryente kasi may Diala oil na nakasurround sa X-ray tube. And sabi sa ating slide, it is also a thermal cushion. So, halimbawa, sige-sige kapag X-ray, so diri siya mag-overheat. It's because we have the thermal cushion or the Diala oil itself. Okay. So, we have the collimator, tinatawag nating positive beam limiting device. Positive beam limit device kasi we can just collimate. Yeah, pag sinabi natin collimate, ang hirap naman dito sa online. So, gusto mo chest lang yung makuha, kailangan pag may kita mo dito pag suna dire kay apil ang ulo pati ang tiyan. So kailangan ililimit natin ang ating exposure just for the chest alone. No, so collimation yung tinatawag natin dyan or the positive beam limiting device. Okay, so the light localizing variable aperture. So pag makita niyo ini siya, yan. So this is, nakalimutan ko, I forgot to take photo ng behind this one. So ko ini siya, ini nga mga knobs na natin ini siya na pag ina-adjust mo nga nini nga mga knobs, nakita mo ang light field, ang field doon sa ating part na gini-X-ray, either na-increase or na-decrease, depende sa pag-turn mo ng knob. So, in a way, kinocollimate natin, So, we have the light localizing variable aperture. Light localizing, in a way, sabi nga natin, may ilaw from the X-ray, collimator. So yung ilaw hindi galing sa X-ray tube. Kung nakita naton, okay, kita mo ini nga box. Okay, so this is the collimator. So andito siya. So kung baga, nandito ang ating X-ray tube, nandito yung ating collimator or PBL. So this is the most commonly used beam restricting device in radiography. So it has first stage entrance with multiple blades and second entrance made of 3mm lead. Okay, so kita mo, parang Annabel Rahman, no? So first stage entrance, okay. So ito siya. So it has multiple blades. So apat yung blade. Kasi pag rotate mo, halimbawa i-adjust mo ini nga knob, so ma-move ini siya nga duha. Halimbawa i-adjust mo lahat adi nga knob. Halimbawa i-adjust mo adi nga knob. So ma-rotate lahat adi nga duha, o ma-adjust lahat adi nga duha, no? So that's the first stage entrance. And then the second stage entrance, it has made of 3mm lead. So nandito siya. So there's also the mirror for reflection ng light from the collimator bulb. Okay, so yun, makikita natin pag x-ray mo, halimbawa this is the film, may dadida parang light nga mabutang didahin parang letter X. So sa positioning, ito na yung tinatawag nating central ray. So ida-direct mo siya, halimbawa mag chest x-ray ka. Okay. So masugod ka. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, nasa T4. Yan. So di naman, di ba? Central ray. Yan. Parang ginrigsukan ko na akong PowerPoint. So it has collimator lamp and mirror and a clear perspex sheet. So what is this clear perspex sheet? So kung makita mo from behind, this one, maraming good ako picture, no? So if we can have a photo of this one from tikang iya room, so that buckle there, wait, let us see kung let me check on this one na kung may ako YouTube. Wait lang. Hanap talaga akong paraan. Okay, Anna, you have any questions? Yes, Miss Adto. I hope you, I thought you not paki off na aton mic. So let me check on this one if I have this clear perspex sheet na Korean ako panhanap. Ano daw? Sige, okay lang ito, Miss Adto, kay waray pa man ako po. Direction. Kadali lang ha. Uy, hindi ikaw.
Huh? Sa'yo na.
Megan, Mike.
Megan Kilayton. Kadali I'm just looking for the clear perspex sheet. Yeah, no, not that one because it's the it's the PA yung kailangan ko. Ay, hala nawara. Anyway, I can't find, yeah. Basta this the picture of this one doon sa the picture of this one. So kung mapicturean mo yun from behind, that's the clear perspex sheet. Pwede man yan yung internet nila. Pwede pa ako, clear perspex sheet. Hindi, iba yung lumalabas dyan. Okay, so yun, basta from behind that, so there's the clear perspex sheet. So next, okay, we have the glass envelope. So the modern X-ray tube, this is the college tube, this is a vacuum tube. So meaning, walang anything sa except for of course yung mga terminals, yung cathode at saka yung cathode at saka yung anode. So other than that, wala dapat air, walang fluid sa loob niyan kasi nga this is a vacuum tube. With the presence of air or anything, it can hinder the production of X-ray. So pwedeng ma-interfere yung X-ray production, especially the movement of projectile electron from anode going to cathode kasi nga there's something na pwedeng makakos ng attraction yung electron. So kita nyo, it is made of Pyrex glass. Yan, so it's not that fragile and it can withstand even with tremendous heat generated. So it maintains vacuum or empty space inside the tube kasi nga we have, diba, we have the space charge, we have the space charge effect, so we need to limit the number of electrons surrounding the filament. Okay, so aside from the glass, so na tayong metal enclosure tubes. Kung alanganin ka didi, kay bangin mag-crack because of tremendous heat, so pwedeng gumamit ng metal enclosure. But anyway, this is not our naman. It's out of our control naman yung production ng X-ray tube. So this is designed to overcome arcing and tube failure due to vaporized tungsten that coats the glass envelope. So kung makikita natin klase, no, so normally may issue talaga ng heat, di ba? May issue talaga ng heat. So the more nga damot mo X-ray procedure, the more nga nag-recreate ka ng heat. Kaya nga kung pansin niyo guys, our X-ray room is talagang well ventilated, talagang naka-air conditioned sa X-ray room. Kasi every time na nagka-conduct kita ng X-ray, especially magamit kita kilovoltage, so it creates a tremendous heat. Okay? So para ma-compensate natin every time may X-ray, may heat nga gagawas, okay? So kailangan i-compensate natin with the use of aircon para may maintenance. Okay, so kita natin, so there's an issue about heat here. Okay, so another thing is it maintains a constant electric potential between electrons and tube electric current and the enclosure. Next, it is used in all capacity X-ray tubes and that use metal enclosure, high capacity. Kasi nga para ma-overcome natin an issue about the heat generation that is produced during X-ray X-ray procedures. Okay, next we have the filtration. So here in filtration, so may mga kailangan nating tandaan dito sa filtration class. So may tinatawag tayong inherent. Okay, we have added, and we have what we call the tissue compensating filters. So ito, mga examples na to sa baba. So these are tissue compensating filters. Again, these are not found in the X-ray facilities. So dinagdag lang natin siya sa filtration kasi we talk about filtration sa radiography. So we have first the inherent, di ba? Pag sumugod ka nga inherent, ada na talaga itun sa kanya, di ba? So meaning this is the filtration that is already there upon construction of the X-ray machine. So yun, yung protective housing, pa yung mga inherent filters. So nandun na kay X-ray tube. So it is approximately 0.5 millimeter equivalent aluminum ha, deri lead. So kasi kung LED, di ba normally kung LED itaton gamiton, iga-absorb niya tanan nga X-ray. Diri siya filtration. But this is protection, di ba? Kaya mga LED gowns, dire siya ginagamit nga filter. Ginagamit siya nga protective apron. So here, filter tatong ginagamit. So bakit kailangan ng filter? So filters are designed for ano siya, for di ba? We have this what we call KVP. Di ba? Tawag natin kay KVP, di ba? Kailangan energy ng photon yung concern natin. So gusto natin i-filter na talagang yung marireceive ng patient is only the high energy photons. Kasi kung halimbawa low energy photons, so it will only contribute to skin dose. Okay. So yung gagawin natin with filter, so isasala natin didaan mga low energy radiation. So with the use of filter, yung makakatagos lang sa filter are those with high energy photons. Nakuha ba? So again, with the use of filter, so if this is the filter, okay, if this is radiation, so yung makakatagos lang are those energetic or high energy photons. Yung mga low energy photon, wala, di ba? Simple analogy lang, di ba? Even sa mga klase, di ba? Even sa mga college programs, so nag-filter siya, di ba? So parang parang battery test. So filter is a battery test. Ikaw estudyante to, so kung estudyante medyo malakas makusog in terms of academic performance yan. So ay paano siya high energy, high ang mga grades yan. So tagos siya lusot, no? Pero kung ini battery test tapos ini student low energy mahina ini academic, so kutob kala dida tanggal so filter out ka ganon. So this is the use of filter. So we only filter out those X-rays with high energy. So again, and first thing is we have the inherent, no? Inherent. So nandoon na siya when the construction, paggawa ng X-ray tube, nandun na yan, inherent. Kumbaga tao, pagka-anak ka imo, ada na go dito imo, inherent na ito sa imo. Okay. So next we have the required total. We also have here added filtration. So dinadagdag natin. So inherent plus added, the total filtration is 2.5 millimeter aluminum. That is 1 millimeter aluminum filter is added between X-ray tube housing and collimator. So si added filter, may dadagdag tayo dyan na aluminum. Okay. So again, ang purpose is to filter out low energy photons. So shapes of aluminum mounted onto the transparent panel that slides in the grooves that is just beneath the collimator. Transparent. So normally hindi natin makikita mostly Next we have the tissue compensating filters. Ito siya. So anong mga gamitin mga tissue compensating filters? So, for example, nag-X-ray ka ng ano ba pwede didingan? Ano ba pwede didingan buto? Okay, so for example, nag-X-ray ka ng foot, no? So let's take for example, this is the foot. Yan. So, di ba eksiki diri man paprehas ang thickness, di ba? Ay sa ankle nga part medyo ma-thicker, tas pagka din sa mga digits, sa mga phalanges, so nagtitika na siya, tika nipis. So with the use of compensating filter, kailangan ma-equal naton ini nga mga thicknesses. So mabutang kadida, yan, wedge filter tatawag naton para on the tarsal side na makapal and on the digits na medyo manipis na, pag X-ray mo papresan era optical densities. No, so with the use of compensating filters, gini-equal natin ang thicknesses ng mga parts ni patient. So that's why we have what we call, tandaan nyo yan ha. So sige, next week mag-ano na ako, mag-chapter test. Wala pa man memo nga, maray naman, di ba, aton online classes are supposedly until yan na man lang Friday. So, if next week, may dan na face-to-face, so that's the time nga, magkakonduct na ako ng, chapter test. Medyo damo nga items kay 199 attendance pala ni wadaan. Kung halimbawa kompleto kan attendance last week tas yon na wala na plus 10 na damo na parang feeling kumuko rin ako pag himuin exam. So kailangan up to 100 din ito akong chapter test para ma-cover ko ang plus 10. Grabe ano. So yan. So we have here what we call, yan may mga ngaran na yan no. So we have wedge filters. Wedge filters are normally this is only for mga mga foot, mga ganito wedge filter to. So mga trough filters are used for mga chest x-ray. Okay. And the boomerang, this is the boomerang, di ba? Kita mo tiya shape boomerang. So boomerang cut. So this is used for mga hip procedures. Yan. So ini siya again klarohon ko la ini nga mga tissue compensating filters. Dire ini naton makikitaan dito x-ray tube. So gimbubutang ini dito sa part nga gini x-ray nimo. For wedge sa foot, for trough filters, this is for the chest, this is for the hip. Depende na mo gagamitan. So these are tissue compensating filters. Utrong ko again, dire siya adto sa x-ray machine. Nato sa x-ray machine only the inherent and the added. So inherent plus added kaya may tinatawag kita nga total filtration. Okay. So tapos na to na outro lang. So now let's come to the internal components ng ating x-ray tube. Okay, may pakiaan na guys. Do you have any questions about the mga external components ng x-ray tube, the protective housing, the collimator, the PBL, the filters? Wala? Okay. So kung wala, then I will proceed to the next, which is the what we call this one, the internal components. So I know for a fact that you're already familiar with this one kasi nga sabi natin, this is paulit-ulit lang or kept on repetition. Okay, so we have the filament. So an X-ray filament emits electrons when it is heated. Kaya may tinatawag nating thermionic. Okay, this is heat, thermionic emission. So do not be confused with photoemission. Sa radiation protection, may tinatawag tayong photoemission. So there's a certain detector, especially mga scintillation detector, na yung kanilang process is photoemission. So in the presence of light, mag-i-emit ng electron. So here, sa thermionic emission, in the presence of heat, mag-i-emit siya ng electron. Kaya thermionic emission. So the filament, this is made of thoriated tungsten. Kung paborito mo yung Thor, yung Avenger, yan. So it's named on the God of Thunder, Thor. May thorium. So ang tungsten, hinahaluan natin ng thorium. So thoriated tungsten. That is, bakit tungsten? Because una, it has a high melting point of 3,410 degrees Celsius. So with that, it does not vaporize easily. Okay? So, di ba nagiging issue natin dito, kanina pa, di ba, heat, ang paso. So, because we kept on generating heat every time nag-x-ray tayo, so, kaya ginagamit natin tungsten para dire siya mawakay. Madali mawakay kasi nga taas itiya melting point, 3,410 degrees Celsius. So it does not vaporize easily. So tawag naton thoriated tungsten. Ginhaluan naton ng thorium. So 1 to 2% of thorium is added to the tungsten to enhance the efficiency of thermionic emission. Okay, so that's the purpose. Wala nang iba. So it will enhance the production. or the thermionic emission. And of course, it prolongs the X-ray tube life. Given that, di ba, kay enhanced na, so mas madali na siya makakapag-produce ng electrons beneath. So, given nga mas madali, so even a little amount of mga technical factors. So, yan, nakakreate natin. So, in a long run, so it prolongs the X-ray tube life. Okay, so medyo naging complicated and PowerPoint leading aside. So, we have the filament current. So, take note, current, ayan, we have with ampere. Kasi di ba kung MAS, there na siya current, di ba? Charge na siya, no? Okay, so ampere is coulomb per second. So we have another second. So cancel natin. So nagiging charge na siya kung MAS. So the relationship between filament current and X-ray tube current depends on the tube voltage. If you can still remember sa ating discussion about operating console, diba? So from the auto transformer, magsusupply ng voltage to the filament circuit. Yeah, that's why it says here that the filament current and the X-ray tube current depends on the tube voltage. So at any given filament current, say 4.8 amperes, so the X-ray tube current rises with increasing voltage to a maximum value. So if you can see it here, okay, so pataas ng pataas ang ating current. So continuous ang pag-rise ng ating yan. Okay, so a further increase in kVp does not give higher MA because all of the available electrons have been used. So nakikita niyo dito, guys. So sa 5 ampere, so hindi na siya tumaas pa yung arrow natin, no? So kaya tinatawag natin siyang saturation point. Kumbaga, sagad, no? Saturated na siya, sagad-sagaran na. Parang ano ba? Parang ikaw mismo dati na-miss ko di ba Tehero? Parang mga ganito nga nga topic, nami-miss ko talaga Justin Tehero. Parang absent siya yan. Ay, waray siya +5. Okay. So para ba halimbawa nakita mo ani mo jowa. Ay ada ngayon nag-raise yan. So yan ba't iyangaran yan? Ay, adi ngayon, Alexis Justin. So yan, parang parang si Tehero, parang kita niya jowa at first, parang may kaupod na ibang girl. Normal la ito, may classmate lang. Pero, umabutan point na talagang nakikita na niya sa social media, din mamay day. So, naging sagad na, saturation point na. So, bisan niya nga pagsugad nga normal la, diri na, ayoko na. So, ganun din sa X-ray tube. So, dumadating din ang point na talagang there is now a saturation. So even though we increase the tube voltage or tube current to 5, so talagang hindi na siya mag-i-emit pa ng ng electrons kasi saturated na. So nakita natin ang curve. So pataas ang supply ng current, ng voltage, tumataas ang ating electron emission. But it came to a point na talagang hindi na siya nag-emit. So ito, saturated na siya, saturation point. Kumbaga research, may tinatawag kita nga ceiling. Halimbawa, may mga respondents ka, masad ka, what do you think is the most attractive part of your body? So nag-interview ka ng let's say 20 students. So 15 dito nag-answer mga eyes. So kumbaga, so kaya nga ay saturated na, tama na. So majority of the students will say that the most attractive part of their body is their eyes. So umabot na ng saturation. Kaya research may tinatawag dito ng ceiling or saturation. Okay. So ayun. So again, a further increase in kVp does not result in higher MA because all of the available electrons have been used. So sagad-sagaran. So this is now what we call the saturation current. So it is not reached in lower kVp due to space charge limitation. So space charge, again, pag review lang natin when we talk about space charge, di ba? Space charge, these are the electrons that are emitted, okay, the cloud of electrons around the filament during the thermionic emission. So, fixed stations of 100, 200, and 300 MA and so forth usually correspond to discrete connections on the filament transformer to the precision resistors. Okay, so next we have the focusing cup. So, here, yan. So, if this is the filament, no, kay wire. So, yung humahawak kay filament, this is the, this is the focusing cup. So, ito yung schematic diagram niya, nandoon si filament. So, ito naman yung focusing cup. So, we can assume that nandito yung filament. So, this is the focusing cup. Okay. So the filament is embedded in a metal cup called the focusing cup, and aton purpose is to focus the stream of electrons towards the target. So the focusing cup is negatively charged, made of nickel. So kung makikita natin, ganun pala ka-precise ang yung composition ng ating mga components ng X-ray ng ating X-ray tube. So si filament thoriated tungsten, si focusing cup nickel. So the focusing cup is negatively charged so that it electrostatically confines the electron beam to a small area of the anode. Kasi alam natin, di ba, anode, this is positive. Okay, so normally para mas ma-attract ang mga electrons pakadtuha kay kung positive mo siya, dida na daw madukot na didat mga electrons, di ba? So yung focus natin or yung purpose why it is negative so that it electrostatically confines the electrons. Kumbaga naton tendency is that mas ma-attract ang electrons towards the anode rather than in the focusing cup. So most rotating anode X-ray tubes have two filaments. Yan, so we have isa, dalawa. Okay, dalawang filament, isa, dalawa. So most rotating anode tubes have two filaments mounted on the cathode assembly side by side, creating large and small focal spot sizes. Okay, so if this is as kung sa technique aspect magamit kahin small filament, so that's small focusing cup. Okay, so kung magamit kahin large filament, so that's large focal spot. Actually guys, sa console mismo, if you can observe that, sa ating operating console, may makikita ka dito. Actually, you can in a way manipulate kung ano yung focal spot na gagamitin natin. So if you have been observant sa ating operating console, there is daw the selection there about the focusing cup or the focal spot. So sige, next time pag makakadto kita UEP. So I'm going to show may time pa ba? Okay, ipapakita natin na dito ang focal spot, small focal spot or the large focal spot. There is now the option there. Talagang pwede mo siya i-click dito. Okay? Dire la kay parang mikos-mekos la pasag dito magamit nito. We can normally select. Okay, we can also select kung halimbawa an aton papaganahon nga detect is doon sa X-ray table and doon sa vertical upright grid. So we can select doon sa console. Okay, so dito kay kay mekos-mekos. So there's the selection sa operating console. Anyway, so let's go back. Okay, so what else? So filaments in biangle X-ray tubes have to be placed end-to-end with the small focus filament above the large filament. Small filament above the large filament. So in grid-controlled tube, the focusing cup is the grid and therefore the exposure switch. So may mga makina nga tinatawag natin may grid-controlled especially pag tinatawag siyang mga series nga exposure. Halimbawa nasa let's say sa angiogram, kasi yung pag x-ray natin doon is talagang siya tuloy-tuloy, magfo-flow kada flow and contrast, so nag-expose ka kada flow kasi ginamap mo siya nun, road map mo. So we don't need to turn on and off the x-ray machine kasi nga tuloy-tuloy yung pag x-ray. So something has to act as a switch rapidly, and itong switch na to ay ma-accomplish with the use of focusing cup. So the grid control tube, pinatawag natin kasi ito, grid, this is switch. Hindi siya yung grid na ginagamit natin for radiography. The grid here is the switch, and therefore the focusing cup is the grid, and definitely this is the exposure switch. So tandaan nyo yan, class, kasi siya, in a way, gas-gas na siya sa board exam. Pag sinabi natin gas-gas sa board exam, parang from every year may na-appear dito a question about grid control tube, what is the grid, and what is the exposure switch, ganon. So this is the focusing cup. Okay, sige. So are there any questions about the cathode? This ba? Ilang. Okay, ang galing ko talaga, walang nagtatanong. Parang feeling ko ang galing-galing kong teacher kasi walang nagtatanong sa akin dito. Actually, medyo nasasanay na ako with online class. Parang feeling ko talaga nagmo-monologue na ako from time to time. Kaya minsan, adi nga kabalay, parang muna ni mama may kaistorya ako. Gini-istorya mo kang kalugaringon, hindi rin nag-online class ako. Okay, sige. Sana sana makag-face to face na kita kay parang malala na dainin. Parang piling takag anak nag-inistorya ako dito ako ng kwarto. Ako lang na magsayuan. Di rin mama nagkaklase ako. Okay. So next we have what we call, of course, kung may negative, there's the positive one, the anode. So madali man lang ito pag-identify, di ba? Ikaw bisan ka pa daw first year, maka-identify ka na. Pag kumita ka nga may rotating something there. So this is the rotating anode. So normally ini nga part, ini nga naka-encircle nga part, this is the anode side of the X-ray tube. Makita ka nga ni adan filament, diba? Adan focusing cup. So this is the cathode. Okay. So this is the positive side of the X-ray tube. So mga kadaan, either it can be stationary anode, and it could be a rotating anode. So our illustration, this is a rotating anode. Okay, parang may turbine dito, parang electric fan. So there are three functions of the anode. One, it can be an electric conductor. So meaning, hindi natin isusupply ang kuryente. Okay. Or it could be yung electrons na hindi masyadong nagamit, ibabalik dyan sa cables, tapos balik sa generator. Next, it could be it provides mechanical support for the target. So if this is the target, of course, sino may support ng target is the anode, and it could be a good thermal dissipator. So take note that the 100% na projectile electron, di ba? So only 1% is converted to X-ray. So the rest, the 99% is converted to heat. So kailangan yung ating ang ating anode should be a good thermal dissipator. Parang siya, parang electric fan na once heated na, okay, palalamigin niya. Okay. So the anode, okay, so it could be copper, could be molybdenum and graphite. These are the most common anode materials. So ganito yan, naka-layer yan. Okay. So the area of the anode struck by the electrons from the cathode is what we call the target. Okay. So here in this illustration, diba? So in this illustration, ito yung target. Kasi this is a stationary anode. So here, it could be that the target is in the entire rotating disk. Later, we will differentiate ano yung kaibahan ng bakit may stationary anode at bakit may rotating anode. So in stationary anode, the target consists of tungsten alloy embedded in copper anode. So this is the target is tungsten, and then the whole anode is made of copper. So nakita niyo yung illustration, di ba? So it is consist of, yung target is tungsten, and the anode stem is normally copper. In rotating anode, the entire rotating disk is the target. So the tungsten is the target of choice for 3 reasons. Gaya din kanina sa sa filament na may reasons and why it is tungsten is the choice filament or thoriated tungsten. So it has an atomic number of 74. Yes, actually a little bit of FYI, diba yung batch natin ngayon, graduating class 2024, their batch name is Wolfram. Wolfram. This is the Wolfram is the chemical symbol for, or W is the chemical symbol for tungsten. Okay, so kaya mas madaling ma-memorize kasi Wolfram 74. Okay. So next we have the thermal conductivity, which is nearly equal to that of copper. Yung the way thermal conductivity yung yung capacity niya for heat. So this is normally equal to that of copper. And it has a high melting point. Sabi kanina 3,410 degrees Celsius. Again, round off na lang siya to 3,400. And compared with copper, which is lang siya, nasa yung melting point ng copper 1,100 degrees Celsius for copper. And therefore, with the use of tungsten, it can stand up under high tube current without pitting or without bubbling. Okay, hindi magpipit, hindi magkrak-krak. No. Okay, so let's talk about stationary anode. So the use of stationary anode is for dental X-ray machine and some portable X-ray imaging system, kasi yung iba gumagamit din naman ng mga rotating anode. And of course, and other special purpose unit in which ito yung purpose bakit gagamit tayo ng stationary, in which high tube current and power are not required. Kaya mga talagsamanlaan dental X-ray. Halimbawa hospital, talagsaman X-ray dental. So siya, although may portable X-ray from, let's say, daily basis, pero diri siya kaparehas kadamo iton ato talaga X-ray room. So that's why in which high tube current and power are not required. So anode of this type of tube, typically this is a small tungsten insert into a large block of copper. So ito tungsten, so copper, with its inner surface cut at between 10 degrees and 20 degrees. So kung makita niyo, there is now an angulation. Okay. So nakita niyo may angulation, no? So may effect man ito, may impact man ito, di ba? So if this is the line focus principle, sige, later na lang. So the actual target is a rectangle or square of tungsten. Note, this is only 2 mm to 3 mm thick, inserted to an angular face of the copper. So nakita natin dire siya naka-straight, ano? So may angulation. So it's between 10 to 20 degrees. So the size of the insert is much larger and the actual area of the bombardment. This allows heat to be dissipated and transferred by the tungsten more effectively. Next, we have these rotating anode. So the general purpose X-ray tubes use the rotating anode because they must be capable of producing high intensity X-ray beams in a short time. The anode sits on a molybdenum stem. Okay, so kita natin. Yan, molybdenum. In which, okay, so the molybdenum stem, which in turn is embedded in a large copper rotor. So yan. Ganun ka-precise, ano? So the copper rotor dissipates heat rapidly. Sige nga, let's try to watch this one. If ever lang kung nagana pa siya. That's the perks of conducting online classes daw. Uy, nagana. Kadali lang. Wait. Tawag ko lang sharing. Sharing capability. Sige nga yung online class, pamati ko, mapa-perfect ko na init aton ko. Sharing. So ayan, akala natin walang kwenta lang yung image, ano. But ano siya, actually this is part of our lecture. So ayun, nakita natin sa video na talagang ano, it's quite the depiction of the rotating anode, no? So hindi lang ito yung nagro-rotate kundi the whole of this one. So kung makikita natin the X-ray, okay, may part doon na umilaw si filament. Okay, normally X-ray production ano. So here mag-interact yung mga projectile electron from the filament papunta sa target, and the heat is generally dissipated all throughout from the anode disk papunta sa rotor. Okay, so again, this is quite the depiction. Nakikita ba na akong screen? Paras kahapon, ay waray pa. May paras kahapon, binagaw up, tapos waray nga ako yung nakashare nga PowerPoint. Share screen. So yun. So general purpose X-ray tubes use the rotating anode because of they must be capable of producing high intensity X-ray beams in a short time. So the anode sits on a molybdenum stem, which in turn embedded in a large copper rotor, and the copper rotor dissipates heat rapidly. So nakita natin ang heat dissipation from the target, rotate, so an aton X-ray gi-spread or an heat gi-spread all throughout, tapos idadara pa kadi sa rotor. Okay, so we have the rotating anode layering. AMA layer. So nakikita natin guys, so we have ading mga arrows. So ang unang layer, yan, tungsten, rhenium alloy. So the second one, this is the molybdenum, and the third one, this is the graphite. I-discard ko muna ha. Diba, nakita natin kanina sa ating lecture. So yung ayan, the anode materials, diba? We have copper, molybdenum, and graphite. So yun, naka-layer. So we have the tungsten rhenium alloy, we have the graphite, and we have the molybdenum. So alloying, alloy nga ni parang parang ginahaluan yan. Alloying the tungsten with 10% rhenium adds mechanical strength for high-speed rotation. Ang purpose, para mas paspas siya. Para mas paspas kang papaikutin mo siya sa mga kamay mo. So yan, magdagdag ka ng 10% na rhenium. So high-capacity X-ray tubes have molybdenum or graphite layered under the tungsten target. Okay, so the molybdenum has twice the specific heat capacity of a tungsten disk of the same mass. So for heat capacity, yung purpose natin for molybdenum. And the graphite has twice the specific heat capacity of the molybdenum disk of the same mass, resulting in increased heat load capacity of the X-ray tube. So ganun siya ka-serious, pag nag-recreate ng X-ray, kasi nga, putronta ha. So out of the 100% projectile electron, so only 1% is converted to X-ray, and 99% is converted to heat. Kaya makuri din yan issue nga heat dissipation. Kasi damo ito nga heat. So kaya ganun ang aton ganun ka specific and layering doon sa ganun ka specific and layering doon sa rotating anode. So tungsten rhenium alloy, we have the molybdenum, we have the graphite. Kaya para talaga, ang heat talagang nadi-dissipate all throughout. Parang electric fan na kailangan pahagkuton ang X-ray tube. Kasi kung magpaso itong X-ray tube, dako nga problema, labi na kung mawakay ang X-ray tube because of low heat capacity. So rotating anode allows the electron beam to interact with a much larger area, spreading heat to the target for longer tube life. Kung makita natin kanina, ang aton stationary anode, dito ilan area for heat dissipation. Ganun lang, maulay nga area. Here with the rotating anode, talagang i-spread out niyan. So the higher the rotation, the higher heat capacity. So, alimbawa, ito nag-interact ang aton X-ray. So, spread out niya and heat all throughout. So, yun. So, the higher the rotation, the higher heat capacity, and most rotating anodes rotate at 3,400 RPM, whereas high-capacity tubes rotate at 10,000 RPM or revolutions per minute. Revolutions per minute, no? So, the rotating anode consists of the motor, induction motor. Okay, so para ano ba, di ba? We know naman that the isang application that we have discussed the last time, especially when we talk of the generator, the rotor, motor, and we have the transformer. Na-mention natin yung X-ray tube, yung anode, nasa part siya ng motor, no motor. Yeah, we have the induction motor. So it's composed of rotor and the stator. So kita niyo, rotor is yan. So yung nakahawak doon sa ating target, and the stator, so yung mga nakasurround sa rotor. Kasi normally nga, 'di ba? Generator and motor, parang may similarity ng kanilang composition. They have the rotor and the stator. Okay. So the part outside the glass or metal enclosure is the stator. So if this is now the glass envelope, yung mga nasa labas ng glass envelope, sila yung mga, again, they are the stator. So inside the glass or metal enclosure, nandun yung rotor. So yung nakita natin kanina sa video, sila ang rotor, yung color black. So when exposure button is pushed, a short delay is made to allow the rotor to rotate in a designated revolutions per minute while the filament is heated. So, ano nyo na lang, you research na lang kasi I will include this one sa chapter examination. So you do a reading on the different, okay, so different phenomena. Ay, sorry, yan ako na nabasa. Different phenomena. Then, una, rotor button is pushed. Ito na yung sa ano ha, halimbawa nasa ano ka na, nasa operating console, ano yung mga nangyayari kung halimbawa nagpo-push ka ng rotor? Okay. And describe the phenomena when the exposure button is pushed. Yan. So what are the different phenomena na mangyayari? So both of these, kailangan hanapin mo, studihan mo, pag-aralan mo yung mga phenomena on the cathode side, and pag-aralan mo din yung mga phenomena na nangyayari doon sa anode side. Yun. So you do a reading on this one kasi i-incorporate mo dida tanan nga mga concept niya na nabaruan mo. Space charge effect, projectile electron, rotation, dissipation. So paano natin isusunod-sunod diyan sa ano when the rotor button is pushed ba, when the exposure button is pushed. Okay, so you do a reading on this one. Okay, so when a short delay button is pushed, a short delay is made to allow the rotor. Kaya nga pag ano guys, pag ato nga ni X-ray room, tapos ako ito, may pagkasursalbahi kasi ako eh. Pag ako nagbabantay mga estudyante, naglalab. Pag halimbawa nag-push dayon, nag-expose dayon ng X-ray di ba, rotor, tapos shoot. Pag iti ba, hindi diretso nga, babalbagkot ka mo, ikaw, dire sugad. Kaya waray ka mamati ang lecture. Sabi sa lecture, kailangan may delay. Yan, short delay. Yan, a short delay is made to allow the rotor to rotate in a designated RPM while the filament is still heated. Kaya nga, pag-allow ka dahil mga at least mga 5 seconds naman lang na naka-rotor ka. Pwede nga ni para mas ma-open yung pag-rotor while nakita mo, so ano, naka-rotor ka ng daan. Okay man, ginhawa halarom, gawasan hangin, ginawan mas halarom, utok, ang pwede mo pag-shoot. Di ba? So ganon, kailangan we need to have a short delay. Dire kay ginawa halarom, gawasan hangin, ginawon masalarom, utok, pala yung pag-rotor, diretso ka nag-shoot. So wala short delay. Kailangan din papadelay mo muna mga 5 seconds to 10 seconds. Kay ano? Because we need to have this RPM or to rotate the rotating anode in designated RPM while the filament is also being heated. So when the exposure is completed, high-speed rotor slows down. So kanina kasi yan. So pag ano na ba ini siya, ginpupush mo pala ini si ayun. So naghinay-hinay ka na pag push ka exposure button. So yun tapos na ginawa larom, gawasan hangin, ginawan mo sa larom, utok-tok. Natapos mo na siya. So the exposure is completed na. The high-speed rotor slows down because induction motor is put into reverse. I don't know if you are observant enough or bangin natula ka mo nasulod ka mo x-ray room tas waray. If you can observe it guys, normally nagliliyaan naton x-ray tube. Pagka open mo, pagka-rotor mo parang so may nagre-create siya ng sound. So yan, para mag-assume ka nga, alam may mga phenomena nga natabo sa X-ray tube. So kailangan may mga kailangan i-delay mo muna ni mo rotor, ihaon mo kahit at least 5 to 10 seconds. Kasi may mga phenomena pa dito nga na po, di ba? Nagsa-sound talaga ito X-ray tube. Okay, I hope you observe that thing. Okay, next up. So we have the focal spot. Kanina we have the target. Kadang ba ini we have the target and we have the focal spot. So take note ini derivation ini siya kanina kasi kanina bagaw naton duduhaan aton filament. Tama ba 'yun? Yan. So they have most rotating anode have 2 filaments mounted. So creating large and small focal spot sizes. So because of this large and small and large focal spot, so may dadiyan di mga focal spot. Okay. So the focal spot, this is the area of the target which X-rays are actually emitted. The spot or the focal spot. So most diagnostic X-ray tubes have 2 focal spot, one large and the other small focal spot. That as I've said, you can select dyan sa ating operating console if you prefer to. Pero wala man ito magiging issue, wala man ito magiging effect sa ating X-ray film. Yun lang kasi later we will identify para saan yung small focal spot and para saan yung large focal spot. Okay, so this is the small focal spot range from 0.1 to 1 millimeter and is used for, better spatial resolution is required. So, kung halimbawa, bone radiography, so yan, mas mga pa yung gamitin mo small focal spot. So the large focal spot, this is from 0.3 to 2 millimeter and is used when large body parts are imaged. Okay, for better spatial resolution, para makita mo ang detail ng image, so small focal spot. Para sa mga dagkong na part at body, so gamit kayo large focal spot. And the other techniques that produce high heat are required. So yun, nakita niyo yun, kaibahan ng duha. Pag halimbawa, kailangan image quality ni mo after, so mga bone, mga extremities. So gagamitan natin ang mga small focal spot. For mga gamit tayo ng mga high technique factors, so again, gamit tayo large focal spot. Okay, so we have this what we call the line focus principle. Okay, anong oras na? Parang napagaw na ano naman ako, napagal na ako. Okay, so nakuha ba? Waray ba kita questions so far? Ladies and gentlemen, don't we have any questions? Klaro ba? I hope na klaro kasi next time. Wala, parang ma-attitude talaga si Puan. Waray ko laging askan niya. Joke. Joke. Pero ko laging asin yung message at na nag-leave. Balita ko, so if you have questions, just feel free to ask ha. Just say it directly here in our online class. Parang mas magiging siya parang mas magiging interactive at aton online lecture. So again, we have the line focus principle. Kung kanina nakita nato nasa lang kita diri ganon ka perfect itong pag naka-angle talaga siya, naka-angle yan. Kaya may effect ini siya guys, kaya may angle naton. Kailangan ko hauntaan duha. So if this is the filament, kailangan makuha taan duha. Ang actual naging tagan naton in electron which is the actual focal spot. Tapos, kung diin la siya mag-i-emit ng X-ray, so we have the effective focal spot. So, diri natin ini makukuha nga duha kung diri kita mag-angle. So, by angling the target, this is usually 15 to 20 degrees. Yan. So, one makes the effective area of the target much smaller than the actual area of the interaction. So if this is the part, this is the kung diin nakik-interact an electron, so this is normally what we call the actual focal spot. So if this is the area of emission, kung saan yan makikita natin sa sa image receptor, so this is now the effective focal spot. Diba? Focal spot. So yan. So the effective target area or the effective focal spot size is the area projected onto the patient and the image receptor. And the line focus principle results in effective focal spot size much less than the actual focal spot. So ito yung mga sinasabi natin bakit sa small focal spot mas klaro ang detail, can you see this part? Yeah. Shadow. This is what we call the penumbra. Diba? Pag gamit natin large focal spot, mas nagtataas ang shadow. Pag gamit natin yung small focal spot, little or talagang di natin masyado ma-appreciate. So, kung nakikita natin focal spot, okay, so this area here, kaya nagkakaroon ng magandang detail when we use small focal spot kasi na-eliminate natin ang shadowing. Di ba may tinatawag tayong focal spot blur sa ating principles of imaging. Yun na yun, focal spot blurring. So mas na-eliminate natin siya or dito ila pag small focal spot other than when we use large focal spot. Okay, so that's the effect when we use the line focus principle. Aside from that, we also have the anode hill effect. So when we talk about the anode hill effect, okay, one unfortunate consequence of the line focus principle is that the radiation intensity on the cathode side of the X-ray field is greater than that of the anode side. So the intensity of X-rays that are emitted through the hill of the target is reduced because they have a longer path through the target and therefore increased absorption. So the difference in radiation intensity, yan, ito na. Dito na yung we have, normally kailangan natin i-angle yung target, no? Or kailangan natin dapat yung actual focal spot is smaller than the effective focal spot. Pero nagkakaroon ng isang unfortunate consequence. Sabi natin, mas nagiging intense ang radiation doon sa cathode side than on the anode side. So the difference in radiation intensity across the useful beam of X-ray field can vary by as much as 45%. Mataas-taas din yun, ha? And the central ray to be useful in the imaginary line is generated by the centermost X-ray in the beam. So if the radiation intensity along the central ray is 100, so dito 100, so we can, sorry ha, kaya nagkakamali yung line. So if this is 100, so we can say that this part here towards the cathode, then the intensity of the cathode may be as high as 120 and that of the anode may be as low as 75. Kasi this is one of the application na kailangan nating pag-aralan sa radiography. Although somehow ninineglect na lang to, ninineglect na lang sa sa diagnostic radiography sa positioning. But mind you guys, there is one instance of my life that I will not forget. Actually, it did not happen to me. It happened to my classmate. Kaya parang kailangan nyo rin pag-aralan yan para hindi mangyari sa inyo. So I have that classmate na stop presenting lang muna para magmarites ako. So I have that classmate that nakausap ko ba sa isang hospital sa una namon yung trabahuan. Then one time sumunod na namon radiologist na medyo bad mood. Tayan mga X-ray nga dito, mga magpili, mga mag-itom. Di. Kuan na siya, nagdadabog na. Anong klaseng mga X-ray yan? Itim. Sino gumawa nito? Tapos dito amon hospital, may mga code dito amon mga X-ray. So kung hino nag-perform para mag-ask nga ni ang doktor kung hino kumuha hini nga procedure. So may dito naka-code kung hino nga radtech ang mga marker kailangan may dito naka, for example, nakabutang nga dito nag-X-ray Alex Tarkapati. Yan. May dito code niya nga AC. So pag it-film nakabutang dito AC. Pag magbasa nga ang doktor, ay pangit, bakit ganito? Sinong nag-X-ray nito? AC. Alex Tarkapati, tatawagan ka. Alex Ter, bakit ganitong mga dito? So one time sumunod na mo na radiologist niya, medyo bad mood. Kita niyan mga X-ray, mga magpili, patay tayo dyan. Tayo, namon time, kasi kadaan akong radtech. Kasi namon time talaga, nagamit pa kami mga film. So yun, okay, bad mood ang doktor. Ikaw ba marunong kasi tinatawag na anode Hill effect? O, doktor ito ha, radiologist ito. Tapos akong sangkay, nagbagaw ba naman? Never heard, doc. Patay tayo dyan din. Patay, dito notes. Then sumarin na yung doktor. Sige. Bad mo na naman doktor. So ang ginimon doktor, gindanas ang radtech pa to X-ray room. And then, bagaw ng doktor. Sige nga radtech, ituro mo nga sa akin dyan kung nasaan yung anode side at saka yung cathode side ng X-ray tube. Tapos, bagaw ang radtech. Dok, hindi ko po alam. Hindi mo yung makasiriod halimbawa matabo itong mga taga-UEP. Aba daw, ano ba yung taga-UEP? Puro school ka. So ito, dito nag-lecture ang doktor. Sige, baba mo yung tube. So nasaan dyan yung positive at nasaan dyan yung negative. Ayan. So most of the housing kasi may dito nakabutang plus, minus. So ang plus, normally that's the anode side. And minus, of course, that's the cathode side. So, bakit naging bad mood ang doctor? Kasi ang iitim ng kuha ng films. Because this is now credited to the anode Hill effect. Mali ang pagka-positioning radtech. Supposedly, the thicker part of the anatomy should be on the cathode side. Kaya mas intense on the cathode side than on the anode side. Kasi nga, there is now the variation. Mas intense nga di sa cathode than on the anode. So normally, pag mga makakapal yung i-X-ray natin, kailangan i-position natin doon sa cathode side. Pag mga maninipis, i-position natin doon sa anode side. Pag makapal ang mukha mo, sa cathode side. No, joke. So this one, sometimes this is neglected by the radiologic technologies. Sometimes kasi may tinatawag tayong mga ideal nasa book, may tinatawag tayong ganito na lang, di ba? Mekos na lang, ganun. So sometimes dili siya maupay ano. Kailangan we need to practice what we preach. When we practice what you preach, we come Okay, so in general, positioning the cathode side of the X-ray tube over the thicker part of the anatomy provides more uniform radiation exposure of the image receptor. So in chest radiography, for example, okay, so in chest radiography, for example, the cathode side should be inferior. The lower thorax of the region is of the diaphragm is considered thicker than the upper thorax and therefore requires higher radiation intensity if the X-ray exposure of the image receptor is to be uniform. Okay. Sige nga. Tapusin ko lang ko to anode Hill effect. May time pa ba ako? O, dako pa yan. So, 10:45. So, sabi ko, pag mag-x-ray ka, ginawain yun, nagaan naman siya. Kadali lahat, di-discard ko lang. Tapos drawing, hopefully, di rin mag-line. Okay. Pag mag-x-ray ka, this is the patient, image receptor. Ito yung x-ray tube mo. So, kung chest x-ray yan, chest x-ray yarn, okay? So, bagaw didi, kailangan an imo cathode side, okay? An imo minus aadi sa towards the feet. Kay ano? Kasi daw, mas makapal ang imo diaphragm kaysa sa apices, kaysa sa apex ng lungs. Okay, nakuha. Kaya sabi dito, in chest radiography, the cathode should be your. Sige, let's have this one. Let's have an exercise on this part. Okay, so you are going to write in the chat box ano siya, is it towards the foot, towards the head? Okay, sige, so let's try. For example, yung x-ray natin is pelvis, AP. So what is the direction of the cathode? Hali na, surat. I-apply natin an anode Hill effect. So number 1, pelvis. I-surat na lang towards the foot, towards the head. Sige nga, tawagon ko Alexis. Alexis Tejero. So why did you say towards the foot?
Kaya ala na po sir sa
Pelvis,
lower
AP.
extremities and pelvis.
Okay, so what do you think is the thicker part? Is it towards the abdomen or towards the extremities?
Towards the abdomen, sir. What I mean, sir,
Also meaning the
ko kasi ang pelvis is aadi na sa lower part, so towards the foot. Kaya ako po siya nasunod towards the foot.
So meaning kung magsugad ka nga mas thicker ang abdomen, di ba? Bago mo kanina mas thicker ang abdomen kaysa sa extremities. Tama ba? Alexis at Miss Tejero. Kung nalilipat na kay kung mag-Alexis at may Alexis magdaraog, kung mag-Tejero may Risa Tejero, kompleto ko na Miss Alexis Justin Tejero. Tama ba? So mas makapal ang abdomen kaysa sa, let's say, sa femur or sa thigh. Tama? Nawaro ni just ikuan, Miss Tejero. Kasi most of you said towards the foot yung cathode. So which is thicker? Is it the abdomen or the femur? Because if you're saying mas makapal ang abdomen, it should be towards the head. Sige daw, analyze daw niyo. Pelvis AP. Pelvis. Mas mahupay mo pwedeng x-ray. Mas mahupay yung kanino. Sige na, pag ganito. So, what do you think? So, most probably, for pelvis, okay, so most probably for pelvis, our direction of the cathode should be towards the head. Kasi nga, mas makapal ang ating abdomen extremities. Okay? Sige, next one. How about neck or cervical spine? So what is the direction of the cathode? Cervical spine or neck? So is it towards the head or towards the foot? Ano na? How about the neck? Write your answer. Nag-burn out? Hindi nag-brown out, Miss Reyes. Hindi nag-brown out. Katarman. OMG! Kaya pala nandiyo-join niya sa Rabalik. Ano. Alagat OMG. Okay. Sige. Kaihalatusan connection. Okay. Sige, maghatag na lang ako yung assignment sa iyo in lieu of this one. Okay, sige. So, anyway, we have recording about this one. So, we need to consider muna tayo guys which part is the thicker and which part is the thicker and which one is para maaram kita direction ng X-ray tube or direction ng cathode. So, takpakian na nga niya cathode side. Cathode side, is it towards the head, towards the foot? Sige, gatag ko na lang nga assignment, i-post ko na lang. Ano lang siya exercise nga assignment diri siya i-grade, but we can probably expect that this will be part of the chapter examination to be given next week. Okay, lastly, we have this. Tapusin ko na lang nga part sa tube failure. Tapusin ko na lang sa off-focus radiation. In this tube failure, we can discuss this next week. Medyo halaba gihapon. Mas damo liwat ini nga activity. Pero lang ini nga slide, pero damo nga activity. Medyo may ihaan kita ini. Tapos, ang time, it's already 10:56. So, last ko na lang. So, some of the electrons bounce off the focal spot and then land on other areas of the target, causing the X-rays to be produced from outside of the focal spot. These are called off-focus radiation. So, self-explanatory naman ano. So, hindi siya dapat doon na produce. Pero siya, may interaction. So, yung tinatawag natin na off-focus radiation. So this can image patient tissue that was intended to be excluded by variable collimators. So kung nakita natin ini nga picture dito sa ilarom, nag-skull x-ray ka. So obviously nag-introduce siya ng collimation. But kung nakita mo, may dad niya di image that is excluded sa collimation. So this is because of the extrafocal X-rays or off-focus radiation. So it says here that this is reduced by designing a fixed diaphragm in the tube after near the window of the X-ray tube. And it can be another effective solution is the use of metal enclosure X-ray tube. So yun. So dito lang muna tayo guys I will just send an assignment later na lang. Anyway, so okay, nag-brown out. Napuno nag-brown out. Dir talaga kamo pinaurat ko dir talaga kamo pinaurat nor sa milk ko. Actually here may brown out last here in Tacloban last Tuesday, holiday, grabe nakalila ka balay tapos yung pabag-brown out ang liye ko. Diba? Parang ganun, parang yan na unset up. God said, let there be light, but Norsa Melco said no, and there was brown out in my online class this morning. So anyway, next week, I'm going to finish first the X-ray tube failure. Yun yung mga kaanik-ikan sa buhay. So we'll discuss this first, and then we will now, kung matapos na tayo dito, anyway, halipot man lainin, pero ma-explain gihapon ini ng bonggang-bongga. So, after the discussion, pwede na tayo mag-chapter test. Ma-discussion, madamo nga. Okay, so do you have any questions, guys? Sayang naputulan namon conversation ni Tehero. Talaga ini, may pagka-attitude talaga ini Alexis Tehero. So nagpaparecite ako ginisnab na nagtampon, nagdumot na ako. Okay. Dito nag-brown out. So true sir. Di ba ikaw na talaga. Okay, so if there are no questions, then kasi it's already time, makasiriw dayo bangin na kamo, magla-lunch na kamo, kaginala ko niyo nga di. So see you tomorrow for our online for our webinar. And that ends our class for today. So we will continue first next week for the tube failures, the radiographic rating charts, yan. And then expect for a chapter test na our coverage is medyo halaba siya, operating console and the X-ray tube. Okay, so sir, Google Form po. Yeah, Google Form. Pero kitaon tala balito kay may mga pa-essay up. Mo pa yung takon na siya. Mo pa yung takon di rin nakita online next week. Wala, may pa naman meron. May election pa. Charet. Okay, Friday ngayon. Friday ngayon tat klase. Sir, may FB Live po buwas. Yes, may FB Live buwas. So, Zoom and FB Live. Okay, sige. So, it's already 11 a.m. So, if there are no more questions, then our class is dismissed. Okay, so dito na lang tayo guys muna. Next week naman ang iba. Okay, so you can now leave our Google Meet. So thank you so much and have a blessed day, everyone. Stop recording.